Hello, this is Mantra from Video Gamers, and this is the Four Kings boss fight. One really quick thing before the boss fight even starts is you don't want to jump off anywhere but the exact center because you can in fact die from the falling damage of hitting those things on the side. You can see me putting on the magic shield spell, but that really isn't a factor in this boss fight. I just wanted to try it out. So really the most important thing about this boss fight is to make certain to get really close at all times, because if you're really close, you don't take much damage at all from them. You see that's barely doing anything. If I was even just a little bit further out, they'd be hitting me with the blade of that sword, and I'd be taking massive amounts of damage. If you're that close, you can just start two-handing your weapon and murdering them, really. The grab is kind of irritating. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it will delay you. And delays can be fatal in this boss fight because it's really just sort of a damage rush. As you do enough damage to one of the four kings, they will disappear. And you want them to keep disappearing because if you don't make them disappear very quickly, then another one will show up and they'll also start attacking you. So you see he disappears, and I have a little bit of a breather room here before I fight the next one. Or actually, I don't have much of one here. And as you can see, even blocking that, I took a significant amount of damage, which is why I want to get in close. And they're not even blocking, I take far less damage. So, it's really not that dangerous to fight until one more shows up and starts to hit you from behind or from the sides or whatever. Also, when they're not right there in melee, they will start to cast spells and throw these homing bolts at you and stuff like that, and that's kind of a pain and can do a lot of damage. As you can see, I just got hit with something and I'm dying really quickly now. So you basically just want to have enough health to survive their attacks and then rush in on them as fast as possible. Try not to get hit by their magic, but that's really hard to do because it homes for I have no idea how long. Actually, I've never even really successfully gotten away from one of those. So yeah, that's the fight. That's how you'll win or lose, is whether or not you're up there close enough to not take very much damage from them. And your attack animations and them pushing you with their body can push you out of that sort of safe zone range, so you'll want to watch out for that. Here you can see me using the Iron Flesh spell. That's pyromancy. It's very simple to learn from the very first pyromancer training you save. And I started doing that because multiple of them were appearing, and that was because I'd been delayed in various parts of the fight, and I didn't want to start, I didn't want to just die because there are a whole bunch of them. There you can see a charge-up attack that doesn't do a whole lot of damage when you have Iron Flesh going. It would do a lot more if I didn't have Iron Flesh going, in which case you would probably want to block it. Iron Flesh has the unfortunate side effect of making it so you can't do anything other than walk, but for most people this would be when you'd want to immediately rush in as quickly as possible, sprinting towards the boss and hopefully getting in before he hits you, so that you can get to that nice sort of sweet spot where you don't take very much damage. That's pretty much the fight. They don't do much besides the grab, slicing attacks, and the sort of throwing the bolts at you, as well as their AoE attack. And if you really feel like it, you can back out of the AoE, but I never did that because I was more concerned with damaging them enough to get them to disappear. It is something of an endurance fight, but it's also more so focused on your damage dealing capabilities. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You have to do enough damage to kill them before too many of them pop up and kill you. Basically, that's the fight. There's not much more to say, I guess. It's kind of a neat fight, once you get the hang of it. If you don't do it right, you could very easily assume it's sort of impossible. And you get this cool little cinematic after you kill them, because they're really just a bunch of jerks. So, there you go. That's Four Kings. Good luck.